As we say every single Monday morning, tis a vibe. What is up, nerds? It's me, your buddy pal Archer. Welcome back to Nerdy Coffee here on Nerd Affiliated. I need this sip real bad. And hopefully you have yourself a nice hot cup of coffee on this cold morning. First one just feels so good. Feels so good. Drinking out of my lovely Dragon Ball Z coffee mug, courtesy of the wife this Christmas. And yeah, it was hurting today. I was hurting today. Not even like I was like doing a lot yesterday, but some Monday mornings doing the show, you're just like, just kind of want to chill. I just kind of want to chill. But you know what? I can't do that to you because this is your Monday morning support group where we sit back, relax, enjoy the nice the nice hot cup of brews and talk about the news. And we have some things to talk about. We have a couple things to talk about. More importantly, if you have a YouTube channel, a podcast, a blog, a vlog, an OnlyFans, newsletter, smoke signals, whatever it may be, put it in the chat. Support one another. Plug yo shits. Like I said, sometimes it's like going to the gym, right? It's like going to the gym. When you're getting into the routine, it's really hard to start. I'm a hypocrite by saying this because I'm currently struggling to start. But it is hard to start. But once you're there, you're just going. You're just going. And that's how it is sometimes with the show. In full transparency, I was actually on a short hunt this morning. EC knows what I'm talking about because EC and I have a problem. And that is courtesy of some blind boxes, some Ghostbuster blind boxes. I don't know why that was not in focus. And actually, this was not set up correctly. Let's see. Anyway, these, I don't know why, but like Ghostbusters right now has consumed my soul. And I think it's movie hype. It's movie hype. But I went on a hunt to go find some blind boxes. No luck. And I was like, I kind of want to just chill out, but I have a responsibility. I have a show to do. We have a show to do because we are all part of the show. So here we are. And I'm happy to be here. Before I continue, let me say hi to everybody in the chat. There he is, EC Collecting. I don't normally hit the applause button on this show, but I had to do that for EC, one of our newest channel members and responsible for me toy hunting for some blind boxes today. Anthony in the house, good to see ya. KO is here in the house, good to see ya. Rolando in the house, good to see ya. We got the Man Collects, General Kenobi, JB, Figure Fever, everybody is showing up, good to go. Only blind boxes I found worth it. It is, yeah. Let me grab one of the figures. Give me a second. I knew I should have grabbed it, but I was like, I'm not going to use it. Here we are. So if you don't know what a blind box is, I feel like it might be self-explanatory, but in case you don't know what it is, a blind box is a package you buy and you have no idea what's in it. On the sides, they usually would tell you like what are the options. Sometimes there's like a chase figure. I don't know if there's any with this line, but that's what a blind box is. Blind boxes were probably the catalyst for kid YouTubers doing toy unboxings. I think that's what really like pushed them over the edge, where parents were like, I don't understand. My kid's going home watching this other kid open boxes of toys. And I'm like, well, do you want your own toys? And they're like, no, I'd rather watch this other kid unbox toys. Like, I think that's when blind boxes really like took off. However, to EC's point, I was not a big blind box guy. I did what was it? There's a brand that makes like miniature, like they would make like a miniature like liquid death can, right? And they're good for toy photography, but it turns out they all don't scale very well, so I stopped. But that was the last time I went with some sort of mystery box thing. So this one, I don't know what possessed me to like buy one or buy two. I haven't bought any figures in a while. I say that as there's a pile in front of me that I was going to show you. But I picked up two of them. I opened them up, made a YouTube short, a TikTok out of it, enjoyed it. And they are actually really solid quality. I imagine they would be like light and almost like a Funko Pop, but these feel like a solid through and through piece of plastic. And I kind of want to use them for some photos and photos with the proton packs, not even toy photography. I mean, I could, but so I have the one Stay Puffed marshmallow. Do you know this whole time I thought it was State Puffed marshmallow, not Stay Puffed marshmallow? Insanity. And then the other one, the Gizzard King here. We have a Slimer downing all the dogs. And yeah, like I said, it's not flimsy. It's not hollow. Paint apps are really good. So I'm all in. I don't want to get all of them. There's a couple I'm looking for. So once I find those, I'm probably out for now. But I think for a Ghostbusters display, they are pretty good. Keep saying hi to everybody here because you guys are saying hi to each other. Millennium Workshop in the house. Good to see you. Anthony says, I went from 45 minutes early to 10 minutes late. Happens to the best of us. Oh, yes, right. JB's in the game. He says the new Super 7 reaction Godzilla Shogun blind boxes equal kryptonite. Yeah. Check out JB's channel for some of those. It's true. Like you think it's dumb. Like it's like opening, actually, Chavez in the house. Good to see you. Chavez started his channel doing card, you call it unboxing, card unwrappings, football cards, baseball cards, UFC cards. And it's just like toy hunting, right? There's like, I'm going to go in there. I don't know what I'm going to find. Hopefully I find something good. I have an idea of what I'm going to find, but I really don't know. Like it hits that. So at the low point of like $7, I'm like, worth a shot. Worth a shot. EC says, I was doing the mini Disney toys once, but I was always getting Disney princesses, so I stopped buying them. Yeah, I grabbed those for a while because they had some Star Wars ones too. And like I said, I want to use it for toy photography, but the scaling on all of them doesn't really like line up. Aaron Waller in the house, good to see ya. Legacy of Nerd in the house, good to see ya. Doing big things this past weekend. Legacy interviewing all the Power Rangers once again. So make sure you subscribe over to the Legacy of Nerd. Subscribe to everybody here in the chat. All big hitters here. Love it. Love it. So in the last week, I did a couple of pickups. Maybe this will be a segment every week. But Steve in the house, good to see you. Did some pickups. I will start with today's, actually. and we'll talk about this brand a little bit later. But I finally was able to find the McFarlane Alfred figure, which really is the only figure in this line that I want. Everything else with the cell shading, I'm not about it. But when I saw this Alfred, this is my Alfred. The movie Alfred's pretty good too, from the Burton verse. But this is my animated Alfred. It's also my dad's name. So I had to pick this one up. I was looking for it, and it was only $20. So I was actually really surprised by that. And then this past week, I recorded a bunch for a toy hunt, didn't post any of it. Don't know why. Maybe I'll do that if I have time. We'll see. But my local Target, so this one, Alfred I drove 30 minutes this morning, got him this morning, to try to find those blind boxes. No dice. But my local Target had this WWE Elite Seth freaking Rollins, Series 93. And I was like, this is a pretty old figure, so let me scan it, see what it comes up for. $6. $6. So I figured it's not even like the greatest head sculpt or anything, but I'll have a Seth Rollins body. So if I ever get another Seth Rollins figure, do some swapping, some head swapping, some, I don't know, leg swapping, that kind of stuff. They also had, from the same series, the Ricky Steamboat. I actually had the chase of this figure, sold it, but for $6, I was like, he could just be a background character in a photo. But he also has the WCW TV title, and I was like, I think I could use that for some WCW-esque photos. So again, $6, why not? Then we got a special, super special package from, again, one of the goats in the community here. As my voice breaks because I'm like so emotional here. From JB's Toy Trunk. Hitting the button. JB is a saint. We don't deserve JB in this community. I've been hunting this figure. This is like my day 1.5 hunt. Like the NECA Turtles those were like my goat figure. Like that's the 4 turtles from the 1990 movie are the reason why I toy hunt and collect in general. Saw those, my favorite movie all time. I was like, I need those things. I'm out. Of course, with the nostalgia, you start looking at other stuff. Saw this Spider-Man, my favorite iteration of Spider-Man. And I was like, oh, I need that figure. Impossible to find this figure. They did like 1 or 2 re-releases where they put like one in a whole tote with a bunch of other bullshit, but could not find him. Was looking at toy shows, not willing to spend the price. But JB was like, hey, heard you looking for this. He blessed the kid. And I will be unboxing this. I don't want to, but I will be unboxing this. This is an amazing gift. Shout out to you, JB. I'm telling you, I'm thinking about retiring at this point. Got the Turtles, got my on-card Spider-Man animated series figure, cell shading done right figure. I'm thinking about retiring the game. What do you need me in the game for? He also hooked me up with another symbiote suit. Now, I already had, I've shown them on screen. I have one unboxed. I had one on card, but Anthony actually needed one on card. So I moved one of them to him and I kept the other one. But thank you, JB. I cannot wait to take some photos with this. Actually, this is dangerous because now, God, now I kind of want to get the Spider-Man from No Way Home. I always forget the name of the movies because they're all like the same damn title. Whatever the last one was. And I want to get those so I can take some photos of the real Spider-Verse combination of characters I wanted. So there's that. And lastly, take another swig here. Made a pickup yesterday. I've been trying to wrap my head around where the hell do people buy magazines? Like, where do you buy a magazine at today? Like, in the comments. Josh in the house, good to see ya. Yeah, man collects. Alfred, I thought would be easy to find because I look at other hunters, like other videos, like even Yukon Phil, there'll be like 5 Alfreds on the shelf. In my area, this is the first time I've seen him in like 5 different targets. Steve says, are you getting the new 3-0 Rangers? I'm not. Zia was never my thing. Zia was never my jam. Sacrilegious, I know. Steve says, I still need that OG Spider-Man. Yeah, yeah. I gave up on that Spider-Man. Don't even want it anymore. The way they handle that just turned me away. Yeah, I feel you. Unbox it. Yeah, I will. Maybe that's this Thursday show. Great example of community support. Yep. Everybody's sharing links. I love that. So JB says BAM or Barnes. What's BAM? I know what BAM is. But I had a real like millennial moment. It's like when, like if I told one of my like college student employees to like write out a check, they would struggle for a second. Or if I said, can you go ahead and mail this envelope out, fill it out for me, they'd struggle for a second. Oh, Books A Million. Yeah, we don't have that up here. But I've seen you guys do some hunting there too. We have Barnes and Noble, but the one near me closed. Actually, I think there may have been 2 in my area and they closed. So I was like, all right, Barnes and Noble, I guess. And then like CVS, Target, Walmart, the supermarket, but they all have like just a few things. They don't have like a lot of niche magazines. But I wanted to get the Ghostbusters Empire magazine covers. Those are glow in the dark. And figured I'd go to Barnes & Noble. Went there, didn't have it. I didn't see Empire magazine at all there, but I guess I'll try a different Barnes & Noble. But I ended up stumbling upon a couple different books. Check out the Instagram. Check out The Real Nerdbusters on Instagram. That's our Ghostbuster Instagram. I found a couple different books. Found some fun cookbooks. But one I ended up picking up because it was only $20 was this Ghostbusters, the ultimate visual history book. And for one, I'm a huge fan of the coffee table book. All about it. This is amazing. I opened it up and actually I was in the section because I was looking for the Blade Runner visual book. Let me see if I can find that here. Blade Runner visual guide. Do a little screen share here. So I was looking for, it's like one of these. There's a book that the person who worked on the visuals for Blade Runner, he made one, and it's not even like labeled a Blade Runner book, but it has a lot of the like art that inspired him to make the movie or how he designed the movie. So I was looking for one of those. I really wanted a Blade Runner visual guide, visual book. Oh, NECA makes this? That's weird. That's weird. So I was looking for some Blade Runner books, and then came across the Ghostbusters one. And immediately when I saw $20, I was like, all right, that's going to happen. That's going to happen. But it's great. You have, different photos, some behind the scene photos in there. You have some, I had a brain fart just now. Behind the scene photos, you have concept art, but you also have like concept notes for things. And what I loved in that, oops, don't want to tear anything, were pages like this. Like, it feels like an actual scrapbook. Like, here it is. You have a page for the slime blower. Sorry, there's a lot of glare because of my ring lights, but you have the slime blower, and you have, like, this is like contact paper. It's like somebody wrote on it, covered it in contact paper, and we're like, all right, let's put notes as to how the slime blower works. Then there's this page here with the thrower, and it's like taped onto a page, and it has a rough sketch with some notes on it, stuff like that. I was like, this is like different material. It's different material, mixed media, if you would, in a book that feels like the creators of Ghostbusters gave me their scrapbook. That's how this feels. Like Peter Venkman business card. Sorry, it's really hard to see. I'll try to make another video about this. Another like sketches from the movie. So great book, great read. I say that as though I read the whole thing. I didn't read the whole thing yet. I read the first part, and then I jumped through to see what was coming up. Absolutely amazing. And something that I really, really would love. Let's see here. So this movie was This book was made, I think, before 2016's movie came out, because it references they're working on a new movie. But let's see. Where is the car? I'll find it. I'll post a picture online. Or even this one, right? They have the PKE meter, like the final version, but then you have the original like concept. It looks like a metal detector. I would love if they made figures based on the concept. That would be dope. That would be dope. And that goes for a lot of different brands. Like if there was there's visual guides to Batman, right? Like Batman and the Dark Knight. There's a whole book on like how they designed everything and all that. That would be sick. Make some figures based on concept designs. We'll love it. We'll love it. Sharks, good to see you. Welcome. I think it's your first time in the chat. Welcome aboard. You guys seem to be real fans of the books. We need some new NECA Blade Runner figures, all the characters from the first Blade Runner. Yeah. Down for that. Well, it's 30 minutes in. I haven't done any any news yet. So I guess we'll fly through that. I'll maybe do another video on this book. And like I said, maybe I'll do the unboxing Thursday. If not, I'll do a whole dedicated video to the unboxing. All right. So let's go over here. Never too late for a good plug. Insert your jokes now. Nerd Affiliated on Instagram, nerdaffiliated.com, Nerd Affiliated on TikTok. Those are your links, your sources to reach us here at Nerd Affiliated and to see what we're doing, seeing what we're keeping up with. Actually, here you go. The unboxing of the Spider-Man figures. There's also an unboxing on the channel of Anthony getting his Spider-Man figures, some NECA figures. So check both out for sure. Oh, what just happened? That's weird. And of course, whenever there's other things like Hasbro restocks and all that, I'll try to share it. Did an update the other day on our watch hours, so thank you all for those of you who continue to help us get ever so closer to monetization again. We are way past this point of 3817. So appreciate the views, appreciate you guys sharing. Some of you have been texting me to tell me you've been watching some content, letting it play on the TV. So greatly appreciate all of that. All right, so the first bit of news here.
Compensation, which doubled in 2023. There you
are off the 52-week low that we did see back in November, but not too far off. It's still off about 6% in the last 52 weeks. So there is a heck of a lot of pressure on Disney to right-size the business. The question, though, is how long is that turnaround going to take to play out?
And how much does Bob Iger continue to make in compensation in that turnaround strategy?
Heck of a lot of money, right?
$31.6 million last year. Yeah. The media giant also disclosed CEO Bob Iger's compensation, which doubled in 2023. There you
are off the.
So Bob Iger got a nice pay increase last year, doubling what he made in that $33 million mark. And it's infuriating. It is absolutely infuriating because hashtag this is America. Like, you can actually have a company where, granted, he's in the middle of a turnaround for Disney. Everybody in the streaming space is struggling. I get it. But you can actually have a situation where less is made for a company. Viewership is down. Attendance is down. Everything is down. Stock down. And make sure I'm not talking out of my butt here. Disney stock. Here we go. So in 1 year, he's off the low. Actually, no, this is in 23. So in 23, they were at some lows. Right now, he's crawling up. But where in here does a pay raise get merited, especially coming off of here? Where does a pay raise get merited? But like I said, this is America. You can not perform well, but if you're at a different category, if you're at a different tier, you still get a pay raise. A pay raise of 100%. 100% increase. Meanwhile, people in parks, people in your business, people in the workplace, struggling to make it. But you get double. That's how that works. I feel like it's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. And there's nothing, it's like nothing we can do about it. It's a scenario where it's like, there's nothing we can do about it because that's just how it works. Same rules for them do not apply to us. Name in a game. But, we'll see how things go this year for Disney. We're going to have, I don't know. Anything exciting coming out for Disney this year? Not sure. The strike definitely didn't help. But we'll see. Continuing on. I want to talk about my favorite show. Halo. I love this. So a lot of people, a lot of people skipped out on Halo, and I understand. I completely understand. But man, is this show so good. It is so bad, it's good. So I guess some interviews have been going out with the showrunners of Halo because the new season's about to drop. Season 2 is about to drop. And the show is nothing. The show is Halo in name and visuals, and that's about it. Everything else in the show is just like, I don't know. I don't know what they're smoking. I don't know how this got to a season 2, but sure. So talking about the helmet removal, a lot of fans had issue with that. I'm sorry, but it's the only choice for long-form storytelling in television. Master Chief continues to remove his helmet in season 2. I get that, right? I get your concept. Mandalorian kind of disproves that, but I get the concept here. But what's wild is at the end of Halo season 1, this isn't a spoiler, there's no like disfigurement or anything to his face. But there's a moment at the end in the final episode where Master Chief is kind of like putting on the helmet, and it's assumed it's going on for good. Like he's like, he crosses a line where he's like, mask on, fucking mask off. Sorry. And that's where the show ends. So why take it off season 2? I don't know. Do you need to? Not really. But is what it is. EC loves the Halo show. Patrick says, all I heard is they massacred my boy. Look what they did to my boy. Master Chief. It's true. And Millennium also likes the Halo show. Yeah, it's so bad it's good. The next thing was the Master Chief sex scene was a huge mistake. I disagree. Was it a good sex scene? No. Did it really have to be there? No. But it contributed. It contributed to the terrible show, but making it good because it's so bad. The one thing I will say, the Halo show, as far as action goes, amazing. It is amazing. Definitely, if anything, watch, the clips online, watch the first episode. Then there's another episode, maybe like 4, where there's a really dope action scene. The action's great on the show, but they're just cosplaying in Halo suits. It's like they made a sci-fi show and then decided, oh, we're going to just borrow all the stuff from the Halo department. That's what it seems like. But I like that you guys like it too. But I wonder if you guys like it ironically like I do. Next thing, Star Wars Theory made Rolling Stone magazine. And I thought this was like another like kind of troll on his part. Not that he trolls that often, but you know how content creators make like clickbaity stuff. Like right now, the big thing is all these content creators talking about quitting YouTube and I'm out. Like I can't stand to be a billionaire anymore. Like that's the big thing going on. I thought Theory was doing that here, but no, there was actually an article made at him.
Be in Star Wars, or Star Wars isn't for women, I will send you $10,000. I was just about to make a video. I'm out in LA right now. I leave to Miami tomorrow and then Orlando MegaCon a little bit after that. And I was about to make a video and I came across this. Some people sent me, so I figured, yeah, let's talk about it. Rolling Stones called me out, said some pretty untrue things about me, and I'd love to give my take. So this is in regards to when I spoke to Sadia Khan, who is a relationship expert and psychologist, primarily a children's psychologist.
So right now, I've talked about Theory a couple times over the last like 2 months. Right now, in my opinion, and some of us in the group, by the way, what's with all the corn here on the right side? But right now, Theory is, to me, on his villain arc. He's on his fandom menace arc. Like he's so sick and tired of Star Wars. Like he can't fake any positivity anymore. So if I go to his live, right, he even started Grift Mondays, where he brings on people from the fandom menace, people who hate everything Disney Star Wars, and they just bash it. Now, some of it's funny. I enjoy Mauler videos, so I will never shy away from watching a Mauler video or a Mauler breakdown. But he made this weird transition like here. Like once the final episode of Ahsoka rolled out, it just flips. And I feel like there's live streams here that are missing. Unless I'm tripping. But I feel like there's stuff missing here. Anyway, he's on this Fandom Menace arc, but he's also, let's see, does he have the links to his other channels here? Usually people like myself, I'll put on
Polymail.
ads. All right, so he has a bodybuilding channel as well. 24,000 subscribers. Here we go.
Hey, welcome to Theory Talks.
He has another channel, Theory Talks, 20,000 subscribers. I mean, he's killing it on the views. Absolutely killing it on the views. But it feels like he's teetering a line that the Fandom Menace loves, which is like the red pill space. Like talking about things where it's almost like men are like better than women. Now, I'm not saying that he's actually saying that, but he's like towing the line. Like talking about things where it's like, do you really need to talk about that? Like, do you really need a What Women Want episode? I don't think so. But hey, 28,000 views. So what do I know? Anyway, he's been towing that line. So to me, it's not out of pocket for somebody like Rolling Stone who has nothing to talk about to try to get some of the Star Wars clout and talk about our boy Star Wars Theory here.
On my channel, Theory Talks, where I have guests on there and we do live streams every night and we talk about relationships, talk about psychology. I'm a big fan of psychology, and I think, it's really important to do your work as a person in general. Mental health is a really important thing. So this article says, and I'm recording the screen for you because I don't have my setup like I do at home. His guest said women don't like Star Wars. He agreed. I never did. I laughed. And sparked an internet debate. Popular streamer Star Wars Theory has brought back familiar if unwelcome internet discourse. All right. First of all, why can't you guys just tag me? And why can't you say his guest instead of saying that? Just say Sadia Khan. She's quite a large name and she has some really amazing takes. Nia.
Let's look her up. Sadia Khan. So she's a personality on Pakistani TV, 36 years old. $2.1 million followers. What does she have to do with like Star Wars? Like why is she coaching packages? Contact Sadia. One-on-one call with Sadia. Therapy program, solo work, confidence, self-esteem. What? Healing from heartbreak and attachment. Was I clicking on the same person? It's a broken link. Okay. Was I looking at the right person? Is this the same one? I feel like whatever.
D is the streamer behind Star Wars Theory, a channel dedicated to the George Lucas science fiction universe, with over 3.3 million subscribers on YouTube alone. Most of his content revolves around dissecting Star Wars internet theories, debating casting choices, I don't know about that, and discussing new announcements and releases. Actually, no, it's more about fan fictions and comics and discussing Star Wars in general and like the lore behind it, but clearly I haven't done their homework on my channel. During a January episode on Theory Talks, his channel focused on critical theory. He hosted psychologist Sadia Khan, who derided Hollywood directors for centering female stories within male-dominated fandoms. Do we need more women in Star Wars? No, we don't, Khan said. And women don't even watch Star Wars. They don't even care about it. It's a man's little thing. Let them have it. Oh, I love the fact that they completely left out, and this is a typical thing with what I've realized. First of all, I like to make...
I do want to say this. The point that he's going to make about how the media will misconstrue something is valid. It's valid. But you're also, like I said, you're towing this line in this world that right now the media is very triggered by. All the red pill stuff, all the like, you know, men beat your chest, women are shit, you're a high value man. All that stuff is very triggering for the media. So by entertaining it, you're already going to be labeled as such. But he's getting views. That space, you know, just to show you guys fresh and fit, 1.5 million subscribers. 2 girls get kicked off the pod. 96,000 views. 12 hours ago. 12 hours ago. So this is, they talk about, they've argued it. They talk about other things too. But dudes really eat this shit up because they're like, oh, there's going to be some hot chick on this show and they're going to demean her, degrade her, talk shit about her. Like, oh, you're an OnlyFans model. What would your dad think? Like, that's all red pill stuff is. But there's a demand for it. I don't get it. Leave your house. Go talk to a woman in real life. 96,000 views. Insane. So I get it. But again, you will be deemed a red pill type person if you're talking anything similar to that stuff.
Make Star Wars videos. I never like to make stuff like this because this is just so stupid. It's just so beneath me. I don't like to talk about stuff that isn't Star Wars. This is drama shit, right? But sometimes I feel it's, best to actually, you hear it from me, then you hear it from the internet. Because sometimes the internet can be pretty loud, but when you actually focus and you listen to the person they're talking about, you'll know exactly what's going on. This was at the end of the interview. It was in regards to me saying, what do you think about Charmin Obaid-Chinoy's remarks about it's time a woman shaped Star Wars? And she had a very eloquent answer about it. And
which I believe since that clip came out and we all reacted to it, it was an old clip, I think, talking about something else. Or like the context wasn't like, how do you feel about directing Star Wars? Like, it wasn't the direct context that we all assumed it was. So that was also weird. Not on his part, but just in general.
That was her take. And when she said women don't even like Star Wars, I didn't say yes, yes, yes. I laughed like, oh man, we're about to get canceled, because she was speaking and I spoke to her about it. She's like, I don't even understand what I did. I'm like, yeah, well, that's just the internet for you. That's Star Wars fans in general. I started getting tags from people being like, from women saying like, who said women don't belong in Star Wars? And it's like, when did anybody ever say that? Like, I just, it's so weird how people can just twist stuff, completely try to brand you as something that you're not. And it's not really disheartening, it's just weird. I don't really get it, man. This isn't the first time Star Wars fandom has dealt with disagreements surrounding racism and sexism within their own ranks. Following the premiere of the most recent Star Wars films, helmed by actress Daisy Ridley, thousands of fans accused Disney of going woke by having a female lead. They didn't do that with Ahsoka. Why is that? While Nia didn't acknowledge the statement during his conversation with Khan, but then in the Twitter header, they say that I agreed with her. So you guys better change that. Much of the online criticism has centered around his strong and sometimes negative opinions surrounding women characters in the science fiction series and fan spaces. Mostly his accusations that Disney executives have been creating and centering female characters as part of an agenda. I don't remember ever having a problem with female characters.
But some of the people that you're rolling with tend to make videos like that. So again, by proxy, by association, kind of getting looped into that.
I've always had a problem with shitty characters that they can't write for shit. So I don't care what gender they are. It could be a male or female. Finn was a shit character. He could add so much potential. He's a guy. Oh, that's incorrect right there. On TikTok, women began posting clips of themselves enjoying or participating in Star Wars culture with women in Star Wars, pushing back against Khan's claims. Videos using the hashtag have over 4.1 million views. After watching Star Wars Theory's video, Olivia, a 16-year-old from New York, used audio of the interview to make a TikTok edit showing all the women both in Star Wars and who have enjoyed the series. The video has 2.8 million views and 1,000 additional videos from other TikTok creators using the audio to push back against Khan's claims. Yeah, Khan lives in the Middle East. In her world, I mean, she's never even seen Star Wars, and if you listen to the interview, she actually says that. So in her world, where it's about, psychology, no one talks about Star Wars, right? And so she didn't even realize that women like Star Wars. Olivia tells Rolling Stone she created the now popular clip to remind people how important women are to the Star Wars fandom. Yeah, no one said that women aren't important in Star Wars. If anything, it almost seems like men aren't important anymore in Star Wars. I mean, look at Luke, look at Han, look at what they did with Finn. If you really want to discuss in detail about that, I mean, I've done that plenty of times on my channel, but
So, not incorrect, right? We saw a lot of our legacy characters just get dismissed in the sequel trilogy. Like, just bitch slapped. Like, they're out of here. They are out of here. So not incorrect. But look, I was pulling this up as he was talking, looking at Ryan Kennel's channel, right? So not even clicking on a video. If I'm one of these people just trying to get attention, make an article about somebody who's like, red pill, fandom menace, go woke, go broke stuff, just by clicking on that one person's channel, everything here would lead me to believe that the person is a go woke, go broke, is a women don't belong in these movies, in these shows. Like, that's what you would believe. But again, it's wild. Look at the views. 5 days ago, 48,000. 5 days ago, 94,000, 47,000. So I get it. Like, I get why Theory is leaning that way, because there's so much money involved there. Insane.
really don't think anybody. In fact, I would love for you to provide context. How about this? If you can find a clip of me saying that women don't belong in Star Wars, or women shouldn't be in Star Wars, or Star Wars isn't for women, I will send you $10,000. You have to provide a link. It can't be like some AI, whatever. Provide a link of the original stream or the video where I say women don't belong in Star Wars. I'll give you 10 grand. First person to do it. I was surprised at the huge response and how so many people, including female and male Star Wars fans, came together by making their own videos using my sound. Star Wars was created for everyone. Star Wars Theory pushing the narrative that women aren't fans of Star Wars on his platform by having a psychologist on there saying it's for boys. Wow, so shocked. Who knew he was a piece of shit? Oh, me, I did, and most other sane fans of Star Wars that I knew. Okay. Right, so I can't ask a question about the horrible remarks that Charmin Obaid-Chinoy made in regards to It's Time a Woman Shaped Star Wars. I mean, that's a disgusting what if you do realize if a man were to say that, it would be absolutely game over, right? Like, that guy would be fired, anyone who agrees with it. So what is this? I mean, this cancel culture shit it just doesn't make sense to me, you know? If it was something I said, yeah, by all means, I'll take responsibility. Congratulations to Star Wars Theory and his friends. My friends? What friends? For helping to galvanize the Star Wars female fandom. Women have always made Star Wars, women have always loved Star Wars, and women will... My mom was one of the people who introduced Star Wars. What the fuck are you talking about, dude? Like...
Again, friends. Just getting tied in, dude. Just getting tied in. Another one. So the quartering. Now, I will I will be completely upfront. I used to consume a lot of this stuff when these channels started because they were all feeding off of the Last Jedi hate. Like, the Last Jedi created a lot of careers on YouTube. That is for sure. That is for sure. But again, looking at the thumbnails here, all same kind of font, same idea about like woke stuff and bashing women, woke trash canceled, racist meltdown. It's the same thing over and over and over. But look, 155,000, 90,000, 265,000. People are loving it. So again, Star Wars Theory getting looped into all of that, but that's who he's bringing that kind of person on his show on a regular basis. Again, if I go to live here, you have the Griff Show. You are the company you keep. So I think the Rolling Stone article was a stretch. I think they used him as a representation of the toxic community, but that's because he has been inviting the toxic community onto his channel. I hate the same concepts that he was talking about, where it's like shitty writing, shitty main characters. Like, is there an issue going on at Disney? Of course. But the woke thing is really just like, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of people just, everything's woke. End of the world. It's the end of humanity as we know it. You can't even say humanity because it's man. And like, I hate the woke thing. It's like, just let's move on. Let's move on. Good characters, good movies, good shows, and just stop making content about it. Because I think at the end of the day, that kind of stuff, if you're watching that content all day, you're just like your mind's going to shit. Like, you're just, every day you're like, the world hates me because I'm a man, and men are evil. Like, you're consuming that all the time, and it just like, it'll start to change your attitude and change your mind, and you got to get over that. Don't watch that stuff. I'm telling you, don't watch that stuff. I will criticize companies when they deserve it. Like I said, criticizing Disney for their stock price being low numbers while CEO gets a pay increase, that 100% increase, his pay doubled. That's a criticism on business practices. The stock's not doing bad because everything's just woke. Not a thing. The larger world does not care about this woke stuff. Sorry to say. The larger world does not think everything's going woke, we're all going broke. It's not a thing. It's just this bubble. It's our nerd bubble that's obsessed with it when it comes to Star Wars and Marvel and all that. So I think if I was Star Wars Theory, I'd be like, hey, cool, I made Rolling Stone magazine. You got all of it wrong, but I made the magazine. But he also shouldn't be surprised. He also should not be surprised that that's the take they had on him. Everybody's saying hi to each other. Phil was in the house. Good to see ya. JB says, there's always been money in trash, gossip, drama, and polarizing garbage. Yeah. Some people feed off the negativity. Yeah. And I fed off of it for the better part of a year. Like I said, I still watch Mauler and Robot Head because some of the criticisms are valid. And I will give Ryan Kennel credit on, what was the show? There was one, he was talking about Lord of the Rings. He was one of those people that made videos bashing not Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, whatever the new series is called, bashing it when they saw like the art for it. And they're like, the black characters got blonde hair. Like, go woke, go broke. Like, they were all bashing it. And he started watching the show and was like, damn, the show's good. And stopped making the videos on it. But how many of them make videos like retracting that they were shitting on it? How many of them will make videos being like reviewing the show maybe every week, talking about it every week, talking about positive stuff about the show? Doesn't happen. But the negativity part, that's what sells. So if you watch that stuff, like I said, just don't solely consume it. Go outside, get some fresh air. Talk to, if you want to talk to a girl to feel better about yourself, go on some apps. You want to talk to a guy to feel better about yourself, go on some apps. Have interactions with other human beings before you just consume content about the world's out to get you because you're a man. Just go out there, you do you. It's okay. It's okay. Oh, Geek Strong's in the house. Good to see you. He knows what he's getting into. Yeah. Yeah, he's. Oh, okay, yeah. It's like the Ross algorithm. You make videos similar to that, and you try to ride the train. So, the other thing I was going to mention, I've reached the end of my time, but I'll try to share a link on Instagram maybe that the what's her face from She-Hulk was on a TikTok. Actually, I have a couple extra minutes. She was on a TikTok like game show and pretty much said that it is. What's that? What are they saying? Anyway, she said the show's canceled. It went way over budget and likely it's not going to happen. Season 2. But what are these here? Dear haters, the MCU needs more She-Hulk, not less. You simply don't waste Jennifer or Tatiana. Despite the news that Disney might not renew She-Hulk Attorney at Law for a second season, the character story should continue in future MCU projects. It makes sense to integrate She-Hulk into the larger MCU world, given her expansive comic book history, her existing connections to MCU, and Season 1's origin story setup. She-Hulk's unique perspective is exactly what Marvel needs to break up its monotony. A lawyer, a woman in a misogynistic world, a grounded hero, and a fourth wall breaker who rewrites her story. I feel like I'm about to just like completely be a hypocrite based on everything I just said. Now, yes, I think we do need more She-Hulk. I don't think anybody had an issue with She-Hulk coming out. In fact, I feel like most of us are pretty excited about She-Hulk coming out. But when the show came out, again, shitty writing, shitty story, and they continued to tease Daredevil week after week because they knew that's why most of us were there. Vito on YouTube said it. A bunch of us said it when we first heard of She-Hulk coming out. This needs to be a show where she's in court every week defending the villain of the week, and it's straight up Harvey Birdman regurgitated. That's the She-Hulk show you need, especially if you want it to be comedy. The show didn't have any of that. She had 2 courtroom episodes. The funny part, I will say, the funny part about, or the irony, she's like making fun of like how men get jobs because they're men, but then she got a job because she's a mutant, or not mutant. They don't call them that in the show, but because she has powers, she's a superhuman. She literally got a job because of that. Didn't turn down the job. Kind of some irony there. Do I want more She-Hulk? Of course. But you got to change up the writing team. I think straight up comedy show, villain of the week, that formula will work. For that formula to work, you do need for the other MCU stuff to not be as comical. I think because there's so much comedy in every single MCU property, which I think I may have said in my review of the show, but because there was so much comedy in everything, this one can't stand out as the MCU comedy show. I feel that way about Deadpool, actually. As Deadpool rolls out this year, I'm not as excited anymore because it's just going to be comedic like everything else. And I'm like, what are you going to do differently? I don't know. Man Collect says, I'm so behind on movies and shows that it isn't even funny. I haven't seen She-Hulk. You're fine not watching it. Sorry, I had a thing on my screen blocking. Oh, there. See, I almost said here because it was blocking the T. There may or may not be a video of me. There may or may not be video of me dressed as She-Hulk eating a strawberry. It was a choke challenge. We do need to see that. Yes, we need the link to that. For sure. Geek Strong says, I'm probably one of the only people that really enjoyed She-Hulk. I got the humor and it was fun. Yeah. The humor makes sense, but she's an attorney at law and didn't do any law stuff in the show. It was just weird. It was weird. And then I thought for a second, I was like, all right, maybe this is one of those shows where it's not for me. Like Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel, I acknowledged after the first episode, which I really enjoyed the first episode. But when episode 2 was rolling, I was like, I'm out. I was like, the show's not really aimed at me. So turned on She-Hulk. My wife, then fiance, sitting there watching the show. She's like, So I was like, all right, well, it ain't for you either. Who the F's this show for? But do I think the show should be canceled? Yes. But I do agree she should be integrated into something else. She also said that budget was like 200 something million. That's way too much for a TV show. 1,000%. 1,000%. I don't think she needs to be CGI. I think you probably could have gotten away with just somebody in makeup. But, who knows? Who knows? Do you guys remember Harvey Birdman, attorney at law? The show's amazing. This show is absolutely amazing. If you get a chance, watch some videos on it. It hits. It hits. And every episode, he's out there defending a different Hanna-Barbera character. He has his own comedy storyline going on. Then there's a storyline of those characters. I mean, this one's great. Like that they're stoned all the time, and that's why they're like always I think, what was it? Somebody was blaming them for them becoming like a criminal. I don't, it's a great show. I don't know why it got canceled, but great show. This is what we wanted with She-Hulk, but we didn't get it. We'll see. We'll see. It was not a good show. It was not a good show. Like I said, I feel like a hypocrite. But there's other shows too that we don't like. Pretty much everything Marvel at this point is not doing well because the stories and everything are just Echo, super strong first episode. The final episode, trash. There wasn't even like a slight spoiler. The final episode doesn't even have like a real fist-to-face fight scene. So, I don't know. If I give you the link, don't unsubscribe from me. That's funny, Geek Strong. That's funny. All right, that's my time. Different kind of episode. We pretty much just went over my pickups and Star Wars theory. Didn't really go over anything else. I'll just real quick put on screen here. Box office recap for the week. Mean Girls, number 1 again. Beekeeper, number 2. Wonka holding out strong there at number 3. So we will see how things progress in the movie world. But I think the only thing I'm excited for at the moment is, or there's 2 things: Dune 2 and Ghostbusters. So we'll see. But hey, Mean Girls is doing well. Right now it's at 66 million. I think, let's see, what, let me get rid of this. Mean Girls turned a profit already. So shout out to that. Beekeeper turned a profit already. So Iron Claw still struggling there. Ferrari still struggling. Migration did well. Aquaman, I thought Aquaman like kind of snuck through and maybe turned a profit, but no, it's 396 million. You would think it would be good, but where are you at? Aquaman 2. Budget allegedly 205 before marketing. So it's on its way there. 13 million away from breaking the rule of 2. But we ain't getting no more of those. That's for sure. That's for sure. All right, that is my time. Sorry for the weird episode. I don't know. If you enjoyed today where it was like more, or it was less topics but more time on the topic, let me know. What do you think about this whole like Star Wars theory thing? Like, do you think he's gonna go full red pill? Do you think he's gonna go full red pill, or nah? He'll come back to us. He'll come back to the light side. Or am I red pill and I don't know it? Is that a thing? Is it possible? JB says, finally saw Everything Everywhere at Once. Not bad. Have to rewatch it another 3 more times to get a clue, but I liked it. I didn't enjoy the movie. Not gonna lie, but that is because there's so much multiversal things in every show. I was kind of like over it by the time I saw the movie. My opinion. Hey Archer Live every Thursday, 8:15ish p.m. here on Nerd Affiliated. Every Monday morning, 9 a.m.-ish, Nerdy Coffee. 2 different shows, 2 different vibes. Either way, you're stuck with this guy. Like, comment, subscribe. Geek Strong, remind me to give you a wrench on Thursday. And I'll talk to all you nerds in the next video. Peace. I'm out of here.